Illinois may be famous for its deep dish pizza, Cheap Trick, the Sears Tower, the Cubs, the Bears, the Bulls, the White Sox, and the Sock Monkey. But it's also a hotbed for sightings of cryptozoological creatures that lurk in the fringes of reality. Join me tonight as we dive into the Prairie State on 50 States of Fear.
Welcome to the fire. You already know what time it is. This is the Cryptid Podcast. Move your feet, feel the heat. Move your feet, feel the heat. Jump. Jump. Move your feet, feel the heat. Cryptid crew on their feet.
What's up, everybody? Hello, welcome back to the show. It is Saturday night, April 4th, and we're here to check out 50 States of Fear, Illinois. Or if you want to annoy people from Illinois, you can say Illinois. I don't know. But, you guys, how have you been? Thanks for people hanging out with me last night in that impromptu live stream. It was very therapeutic. I think I saw the top number up to 70, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, you guys, we're going to talk about Illinois. That's what we're going to talk about. You guys looking for a lot of stuff, have a few things going on there. JJ, I just sent you an email back, buddy. Everybody, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. If you're new, popping in for the first time, drop a 1 in that comments and let us know where you're watching from or listening from. Looks like we have a starred thing up here. Oh, Phyllis, new member. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Cryptid Crew. You guys, I think it's going to be a good show tonight. There's a lot of cool things going on in Illinois, cryptid-wise. I'm not going to say anything else negative about it because you know what? Those who live in glass houses should not throw rocks. So I'm not going to talk bad about Illinois because Minnesota's no better with what's going on. So you guys, who is down to hear about what's going on in Illinois? Well, you guys, I'm going to tell you, I got some good stuff here. Let's do this. Let's do that. Here we go, you guys. So I did some looking, I did some digging, and found a few things. Here what we're going to go over. So, again, like I was saying, Illinois is famous for a lot of certain things. One, you got Al Capone, you got deep dish pizza, you've got the sports teams, NFL, NBA, hockey, Major League Baseball. But did you guys know they have a lot of different types of cryptids that go on? Now, some of these go back a few hundred years, believe it or not. The first one I'm going to talk about is called the Rockford Mothman. Now, I know we hear Mothman and we talk about, it's Point Pleasant, West Virginia. It was first spotted on the Silver Bridge before it collapsed, taking the lives of 46 people. They say it's a bringer of impending doom whenever you see it. So, But yeah, it's been spotted um, in Chicago. Uh, Again, if we want to go back and look um, on some of the things, I do believe that the Mothman was a hoax when it was spotted um, in Chicago. I think it was first spotted right around 9/11 in 2001, I believe. But so apparently it was spotted in Rockford, not Chicago, but in Rockford in 2022. Um, and so again, it's not really, more to it. It's a Mothman. Somebody saw it, and that was pretty much what they have for the Mothman. Um, Not really any defined, um, not really any defined encounters or reports, just that they spotted it, you know. So I just thought that was kind of interesting just to mention, not really get into detail. I know that here in Minnesota, there's been a couple of reports of a Mothman type thing. Also in the Carolinas, it's been spotted. So, I mean, who knows? So, I mean, really, but what we do know with some of the other things that have happened there. So back in 1673, it's called the Pi Picea, also known as the bird that devours men. So back in 1673, French explorer uh, Jacques Marquette and Louis Jollet were making their way down the Mississippi River. As they passed some towering bluffs near what is now Alton, Illinois, they came across a massive painting on the rock face that chilled them to the core. It was depicted as a fearsome dragon like creature with horns, scales, and a long beard. The beast had the body of a serpent, the head of a man, and talons of an eagle. The local Iliani tribe called it um, Paesa, which roughly translate as the bird that devours men. Now, according to Native American legend, this creature was a bloodthirsty demon that would swoop down from the skies and snatch villagers, carrying them off to its cave to be eaten. Now, for years, the people lived in terror of this creature until a brave chief named uh, Awatoga decided to put an end to its reign of terror. So the chief and his warriors hid near the entrance of the lair, and when the beast flew out of in search of its next meal, they ambushed it and slayed it with a volley of poison arrows. Now Marquette was so unsettled by the paintings of this creature that he wrote in his journal, "Even the boldest savages dare not long rest their eyes upon it." Little did he know that this creature was just the beginning of Illinois' longest legacy of run-ins with a cryptid creature. As we'll see, the bird that devours men was only the first of many monsters to hunt the unassuming haunt, sorry, the unassuming Midwestern state. So, we're looking easy, what, 2, 3, 400 years almost? So now they do have different types of different names for um like Bigfoot type characters. They have one here. It's called the Big Muddy Monster, Murphy Burroughs Mud Caked Menace. Um so back in the summer of 1973, in a sleepy town called Murfreesboro, nestled along the banks of the Big Muddy River in southern Illinois, they suddenly found themselves in the center of a cryptozoological maelstrom. In the beginning, on the night of June 25th, a couple was parked by the river enjoying some alone time. Suddenly they heard rustling in the bushes and caught a glimpse of a huge white furred creature emerging from the woods. The beast was around 7 feet tall, had a very foul, musky odor to it that much reminded them of a skunk ape. Needless to say, the lovebirds hightailed it out of there and went to the local police station to report the encounter. In the weeks that followed, more sightings poured in of this creature. A 4-year-old boy claimed to have seen a big white ghost lurking in his backyard. A group of Murfreesboro residents told police they saw a huge ape like creature covered in matted fur and mud prowling around the riverbanks. A woman even claimed that the beast had attacked her pet dog. Now, as the news of the sighting spread, monster hunters from all over the country descended onto Murfreesboro, determined to catch a glimpse of the creature that had come to be known as the Big Muddy Monster. So, I mean, when you guys think about it, I mean, there's a little more to this story, but you think about it, here in 1973, Murfreesboro, near the Big Muddy River, this is where it's been seen, so you can see how they picked up the name, the Big Muddy Monster. The Ohio Grassman, um, the Alaskan Hairy Man. What other names do we have out there? The Moleon Monster, you know? So, but one of those researchers was none other than Lauren Coleman, the famed cryptozoologist and author of books such as Mysterious America and Cryptozoology A to Z. Coleman set up camp in Murfreesboro and spent weeks interviewing witnesses, making casts of the creature's three-toed footprints, and even examined damage to a house that the monster had allegedly attacked. He heard strange screeching cries echoing through the woods at night and collected dozens of reports of sightings. But despite all of his best efforts, he never managed to catch a glimpse of the big muddy monster itself. So that so with this mysterious creature that had the people in Murfreesboro so spooked, what could it have been? Now theories, of course, everybody's going to have some type of a theory. Oh, it could be this, it could be this. Some speculated that it was a large ape. Some perhaps maybe stated it was an orangutan or chimpanzee that may have escaped from a traveling circus. Now, that's funny, you guys, because there's a lot of times all over the United States that you hear, oh, something must have escaped from a traveling circus or zoo. So others wondered if it might be an unknown species of a primate, like a relic hominid, that somehow survived in the remote woods of southern Illinois. Uh, and of course, there were the cries of a hoax. Some skeptics who believe the whole thing was nothing more than a case of mass hysteria fueled by overactive imaginations. And again, um, that could very well be an issue as well. So, but whatever the truth behind the big muddy monster, the creature vanished back into the depths of the river bottom as suddenly as it appeared. In the years since, there have been sporadic sightings here and there, but nothing approaching the concerned flap of encounters that gripped Murfreesboro back in the summer of 73. Now, you guys, I want you pay attention here. Nothing approached the concentrated flap of encounters that gripped Murfreesboro back in the summer of 73. What's up, Racing? And the reason I say that, the reason I reread that is what just happened in Ohio. When you have a concentrated group of sightings, it's called a flap. Jeremiah Byron, who's been covering that, went on the news and said the last known concentrated flap of encounters happened in the 70s. So, what do you guys think of that guy? Now, there's another one on here that I'm going to read, but I'm going to read that later um, because it kind of coincides with um, the Big Muddy Monster. Yep, you do have a Murfreesboro in Tennessee, but here they spell it Murphysboro. So, oh, for sure, absolutely, Ray, absolutely. So, I definitely want to find and hear more Dogman encounters as well. So, Thor, if you're out of here, man, have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so let's talk about thunderbirds, you guys. Thunderbirds, giant birds of prey, or prehistoric survivors. What's your guys' guess? Do you think they're a prehistoric survivor, or do you think that they are a giant bird of prey? So, when most people think cryptid creatures, they automatically think of something that is walking on four legs, maybe three legs, because we're about to cover something. Oh, Omni, I'd love to have you on there. But Illinois also is home to a fair number of flying cryptids over the years, most notably the elusive and awe-inspiring Thunderbirds. The legend of the Thunderbird has deep roots in Native American mythology, which has many tribes across North America telling stories of gigantic birds with wings that could bolt out of the sun. These creatures were often associated with storms, lightning, hence their name. But while most people assume that the Thunderbirds were purely mythical, there have been a surprising number of sightings of giant birds in Illinois over the years that many suggest it might be more than just a legend. One of the most famous Thunderbird encounters in Illinois history occurred in the town of Lawndale on July 25th, 1977. On that day, a 10-year-old boy named uh, Marlon Lowe was playing outside with his friends when he was suddenly attacked by not one, but two enormous birds. The creature swooped down out of the sky and grabbed Marlon, carrying him about 30 to 40 feet before dropping him to the ground, tearing his shirt in the process. Marlon's mom, Ruth, heard her son scream, ran outside just in time to see the two birds fly away. Now, she described them as being like condors, but with wingspans of 8 to 12 feet. Other witnesses in the area also reported seeing the giant birds around the same time. The Lawndale incident is just one of many Thunderbird sightings that have been reported in Illinois over the years. In the town of Alton, near the confluence of the Mississippi and Illinois River, there have been stories of giant birds dating back for centuries. Some researchers have suggested that the legendary um, Pisa bird, the one that I earlier mentioned, depicted from the famous rock paintings that so terrified Marquette and Jolet, may have in fact been a thunderbird. In more recent years, there have been sporadic sightings of enormous birds soaring over the skies of Illinois, from the suburbs of Chicago to the remote forests of the Shawnee National Forest in the southern part of the state. These creatures are often described as being similar to condors or vultures, but much larger, with wingspans that can reach up to 20 feet or more. So, what are these giant birds that have been hunting the skies of Illinois for so long? Are they simply a large specimen of known species like the California condor or the turkey vulture, or could it be something entirely different? Perhaps a surviving relic of a prehistoric species thought to have been gone extinct long ago. Now, some cryptozoologists have suggested that thunderbirds of Illinois and elsewhere may be living teratorns, giant predatory birds that once soared over North and South America during the uh, Palea, Paleistocene era. Pterothorns had a wingspan of up to 24 feet long and weighed as much as 180 pounds. 180 pounds. That is a big bird. They would have been awe-inspiring to see, and it's not too hard to imagine how they could have inspired the Thunderbird legend of folklore. So, there's a possibility, you guys, that back in the 1600s, you know, could a few of these things maybe lived? I don't know. But again, anything can hide. Like Josh says, anything can lie in Southern Illinois. Anything is possible. Now, of course, there are, of course, the idea of a species of giant bird that could have survived undetected for thousands of years. It, I don't know, that could very well be a hard thought to process and swallow. But some scientists point out that new species are being discovered all the time, and that the remote wilderness of North America could easily hide a small population of teratorns or some other large avian species. So that's what they have there. Okay, Dano, you are one of the best. Joliet is pronounced Joliet. Joliet. Well, since it was a French name, I thought it was Jolet. But okay, Joliet. Joliet. Thank you for that correction. I appreciate that. I appreciate it there, Johnny Half. Thank you, buddy. All right. Now, okay, let's see. I got another thing here. Let's see here. I'm saving these last two for last, you guys. So here is, where'd you guys go? Oh, here we go. There we go. I meant to pull this down so I can read it. Pull that one down there. All right. So here's some more that we're looking at here. Okay. Now we do know just from everyday listening that there are dogmen and Bigfoot and things like that, but they have better known as the Lake Michigan sea serpent. It seems like a very deep water lake has its sea serpents, Champ, Ogopogo, Loch Ness Monster, things like that. And it's same thing with Lake Michigan. Now, as far back as 1817, people have described seeing a 30 to 60-foot long eel like creature swimming in the waters of the Great Lakes. Some call it South Bay Bessie. This monster is sometimes described as having a reptilian head and snake-like body, while, as with all other sea monsters, this one comes complete with distant photos that may or may not have captured the creature in its slithering glory. Uh, your best bet is to see this creature is apparently in the waters around the northern suburbs of Chicago. Okay. Now we'll go back to Dogman because I found a little bit more stuff on here. Again, we know that Mothman was first spotted in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Some people are saying that it had been sighted in Chicago and the suburbs over 150 times over the last several years. A focal point seems to be the O'Hara Airport. So, if you believe the Mothman's disaster theory, you guys might want to fly out of Midway for a while. So, Deb, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So let's get into, let's see here. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into, well, I'll read this. I'll read this Dogman encounter. So what's a Dogman? Is it a werewolf? Is it a genetically modified super soldier? A wolf who learned to stand on two legs? Is it a Bigfoot with a long snout? There are many theories about their nature and origins, but whatever they are, people are seeing them in Illinois as well, and the surrounding states. Your best chance to see the Dogman in Illinois may be in Elk Grove Village, but they've also been seen in McHenry County, Chicago, and further downstate. Wherever you might see one, be careful because these are generally reported as to being more violent and more aggressive than other cryptids. So back in, hold on a second here, we drop this one here. Let's do that. So back in 2022, the individual's name is Robert Charlesworth. He's 30 years old. There was two witnesses at this time of the sighting in Ridge Farm, Illinois. November 24th, 2022, what they believe they saw was a Dogman. And it goes, I was outside smoking a cigarette, and there was a loud scratching noise coming from the other side of the street. I walked to get a closer look to see what it was, and it ran before I can get too close. But what I saw was a hairy creature on all fours, very fast, with brown blackish fur. It had a dog-like face, but a humanoid-looking body. It also it looked at me for a second before running off into the cornfield and into the woods. This was no normal dog or coyote or wolf. This was an entirely different creature that should be looked into. And this was submitted at the Pine Barrens Institute. And there's a bunch of other cool stuff in here that I will definitely look at for more in future more episodes. So this is going to be saved on my favorites bar. There we go. Okay. So let's get into another place that I look since we're on the topic of Dogman. And we'll read a Dogman or two stories, however many they have on this site. Let's see here. Okay, we have three. Wolford County, Illinois. Get a drink of water first, guys. It has been not good weather at all here. Rainy all day, snowing a little bit, some sleet. All right. Van Helsing, exactly. So I live in rural Illinois, had been experiencing strange noises and activity around my house for a period of a couple of months when one night at around 4 a.m., my dog started to act up. She started to act like she wanted to go out. So I went to let her out. But before I did that, though, I flipped on the back floodlights and peered out through the mini blinds because I had a really weird feeling. When I did that, in the backyard, about 75 feet away from me, was a wolf dog man like looking thing that was standing upright on two legs and looking at my back door. It had a proportionally huge head with pointed ears on top. I noticed an amber color eye shine, and its head was canine in appearance. Like, uh, I'm gonna take these off, you guys. Like a German Shepherd or wolf. It had broad, strong-looking shoulders with, uh, with huge deltoid muscles. Its torso was sunken in towards its abdomen like a dog's would be, and it had no neck. Because of its massive head, it had an extreme forward-leaning posture around 60 degrees. It had thick, quad muscles in the front of its thighs and angled forward and tapered down into a small knee. Below its knees, I could see that its lower legs angled back to the hocks just like a dog would. Because of its hocks, it looked like it could lean back on them if it wanted to leap and jump. Also, because of the way its legs looked, I got the impression that it could jump and run very well. After a few moments of standing there looking at my back door, it turned and walked into the cornfield that was behind my property. As it walked into the cornfield, I could see its head over the stalks of the corn, which were around 8 feet tall at that time. Having such a clear view of it chilled me to the bone. Another one from Cook County, Illinois. This person reported around 1973, my wife was living in Chicago. I was about 11 years old at the time. The area was inner city Chicago, not near the lake or the woods. It was summer, and she was spending the night with her girlfriend or her girl cousin in the basement bedroom of their house. Early in the morning hours, around 4 a.m., the dog was growling and woke them up. Now, those type of basements have windows high on the wall. In one window, my wife saw something looking in. It was difficult to make it out exactly what it was, but there was enough light outside from the street light to see an outline and movement from something looking through the window. The three girls all screamed, which woke up and brought the two older boy cousins down to see what was going on. The girls told them what they had seen, and the boys, who had been sleeping in their clothes, ran out to investigate. The rest of this is their own account, which they reported a short time afterward. They saw someone running away and they chased after it. It took them a minute or so to get a good look at who they were chasing because of the sparse lighting in the area. But they said that when they saw what looked like a large werewolf, they thought it was someone trying to pull a prank. A man wearing a very realistic werewolf costume dismissed the possibility of it being real. They lost sight of it and eventually returned. So, that's about it. Knowing what we know now, we both think it may have been a dog man. Don, what's going on? Boone, what's up? Mad Hatter, you're out of here, buddy. If you're out of here, have a good night. Dorothy, what's up? Good evening. And and this one is in Christian County, Illinois. All right. This looks like it was reported in 91. A friend of mine had moved south to work with his uncle. Things didn't work out, so he called and wanted to know if I could pick him up at the bus station in Springfield. I told him sure. The day he came back, his bus wasn't due until 1:30 in the morning. When they showed up, he was starving. So we headed up the road to Steak and Shake. While we were eating, some girls showed up after a night of partying. We stayed around and talked with them for a little while, but by the time we left, my buddy Brian wanted to see if we could swing by his old girlfriend's house before she went to work. He wanted to see if he could stay with her for a while. I didn't have anything to do the next day, so I said, sure, it'll be fine. She lived in Assumption. To get there, we headed back to Taylorville. Then, instead of heading on to Pana, where I lived, we would cut across through the country to get to Assumption. To do this, you have to go out by Burtonetti Lake. At the time, we had to at that time they had just started developing the place for housing, so it was a semi-rural area with woods around the lake and the road we were on. So we were driving and just about to cross a bridge when this huge canine type thing comes running out of the woods to our right, where there were good sized, freshly dug ditches on each side of the highway. This thing jumped from the bottom of the right ditch, clearing the highway and landing on the back side of the left ditch. Then it ran into the woods. It happened so fast, I didn't even have time to hit my brakes before it was already gone. I know some people would say that it was just a dog that surprised us both, but we both agreed that this thing was too big to be just a dog. Besides, I don't know of any dogs that can jump that high and that far. I remember it had gray and light brown fur. It was very bulky and muscular. It was also on all fours. We decided that we didn't need to hang around the area, so we sped up. We told our friends, but most of them just laughed at us. Whatever, whatever. So we both knew what we saw. Years later, I was looking on the BFRO website and saw there were two sightings reported that looked that took place about a mile to the east from where we had our encounter. When I first read the woman's report years ago, she said it took off running on all fours and was wolf-like. I see now someone has changed her story to sound like it was more of a Bigfoot. However, her sighting and other reported after hers say that this was their Highway 48 cross. This is where Highway 48 crosses to South Fork of the Sangamon River. Following the river back east, you will see Lincoln Trail Road. That is the bridge that we were at. It seems like it uses the river bottoms to stay hidden. Also, there are all kinds of housing additions there now. I went to their community-wide garage sale there a few times. It seems as though a lot of cats and dogs go missing in the area because there were posters up everywhere. Well, I know this might be a little long-winded, but that was my encounter. That's crazy. Okay. You guys, let's take a little break. Take a little break. We're going to talk about a certain thing. Just kind of getting everything ready for that. Just want to know what you guys think of yesterday's episode. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Let's see here. You can tell by looking at him. Sorry, but I knew he was off. What are you guys talking about? Who was off? I agree, Laura. Neither does Daniel. Daniel, what am I missing? What am I missing? Arthur, hello. JR, what's going on? Kristen, Franklin, Wade, all my mods. Welcome, welcome. JR, how's it going? What am I missing? There's like a conversation. I'm seeing bits and pieces of it. Oh, Tyler. Yeah, it was a great JR. I'm glad you love the show. Tyler was a great, he was a great, great guest. I really enjoyed talking with him. And yeah, you guys, there's more stuff going on with good old Steamboat. Apparently there's been a report filed or a complaint filed with YouTube. Um, um, been to all the places in that last one, Daniel. Ooh, Don, that's crazy. I didn't think he's attainable for an interview. I'm the second person he's done an interview with. He's very, very skittish still. This happened 5 years ago. Um, and he is still very, very skittish. But yeah, back to Steamboat. So uh, it's come to my attention that he's filed a complaint against the show on YouTube. He's hiring a lawyer to sue me. He's filing a police report, I think. And yeah, I don't care. I did nothing wrong. I never threw his name out there. I have not put anything out there. I've had a fourth person. I've had a fourth person come forward to me and told me what he did. So that's four people. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Moderators, I'll talk to you guys later about it. He is. He also threatened me. Um, he made threats towards me. So oh no, Sergeant, it is. It's highly illegal what he did. It's highly illegal. So I mean, I don't understand. I don't have a problem. You guys, you got to look at the source. We got to look at the person. Um, and you guys, I think I've built a good enough community or a great. Actually, my community is great, but I think I built a strong enough community. Um, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I don't have any reason to make up any stories about anything. I mean, just really, you know, was it my business? No, it wasn't my business. Was it my business when a very good friend of mine came to me? Why I haven't seen them on the show for a long time, wondering why I haven't seen them, and they come out and tell me why. Yeah, that's she made it my business. And you're right. I don't have anything to worry about. I just don't. I don't. Um, you guys, he has some issues. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pray for him. I hope he finds clarity. I hope he finds peace. And if he wants to make attacks at me, he can. Um, Bear, I don't know, buddy. I don't know. I have not been able to reach out to her. Vonnie has not been able to reach out to her. So again, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something that matters. Let's talk about something that is uh is important. So you guys know I love supporting small businesses. and those small businesses in return for, the little bit of support that I show them, which they're grateful for. I wish I could do more for them, but they are gracious enough to donate things for the April membership giveaway. In order to become a member of the channel, all you have to do is join. It's $2.99. Um, it's $2.99 to join, and you guys get your name entered in for the giveaways that I do. Also, um, you guys will get early access to a Saturday release show. You have total access to all membership content, which are the lives. I do a live and then I put them on into the membership so you guys can go and view those again if you want to. Um, yes, Lady Kickboxer, he was. But let's get into some of the stuff that let's look at our newest small business. Our newest small business is called Partly Cloudy Collective. You can find them at partlycloudycollective.com, and they do a lot of like really cool like handmade ornaments and other things. You guys can definitely check them out. Again, it is partlycloudycollective.com. And I was working with Sarah, and she decided that it would be cool because I saw someone had this. Someone had this hanging from their cubicle at work, and I was like, "Where did you get that?" And they told me, and so I reached out to Sarah's husband because I work with him, and he kind of bridged that gap and put us in contact with each other, and here they are. What we're looking at here are like two little like they're Bigfoots, of course. They're wood. They are then painted and then have like a resin poured over them. See if I can give you guys a better look at these. We can do this. That might flash everybody out. But here they are. This one's like a gold. This one here is like a goldish color. This one here is like a blue with some green in it. So this is going to be for the third place winner. You will get this exactly Christmas ornaments if you like. So this will go. These two will go to the third place winner. But there's more. There's more than just these, you guys. There's other things from Ally Coffee Roasters. There's more things from the Rustic Supply Company. But these are the new people the new little small business that I'm supporting. Here's a bigger one. So, and again, if you guys want to hang them up on like a little nail or something, you can, or they have like a little piece of twine here that you guys can hang it up. Christmas tree, whatever. Someone's mentioned when I showed them last night that you could hang it up like from your mirror, which I think would be kind of cool too. And then this is go to second place. And then this is the first placed one. A bigger one. The biggest one. And again, this goes to first place. Josie, what's going on? So here's this one. And this will go to the first place one. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. So that's that. Now, okay, I want to go back up here, you guys, real quick, because something's going on with a friend of mine. Josie, what's going on? But I'm stressed out and tired. I'm in the process of dying. Oh, that's right. That's right. Josie, you know God is going to bring peace upon you. You know that. So, trust me. Josie, he's looking down on you, and he's definitely going to be. You're in his hands, and so is your nephew. So it'll get better, I promise. Now, let's go ahead, you guys, and let's talk about these guys right here. Let's talk about Ally Coffee Roasters in Cadillac, Michigan. My friend, the owner of this small business, fantastic coffee, ethically sourced coffee, just had back surgery on the 30th. Yeah, he is home now. He's doing really well. He says a weird thing, it's a weird feeling that he no longer has lower back pain. So, which I like to take that as a good thing for him. But if you guys love great coffee, ethically sourced coffee, definitely go to allycoffee.com. That's OWLEYE coffee. And at checkout, you guys use the promo code DANO, DANO, all capital letters, and you guys will get 15% off of your order. Now, the first place winner from Ally Coffee, you'll get a 12 pack of coffee. Second place, you'll get a 6-pack, and the third place, you'll get a 3-pack. And if you guys love to redecorate, want to have like a man cave or a she shed or a workshop or garage, whatever, even in the biggest wall, on the biggest wall in the living room, or a nightstand or an end table, if you guys want some really cool handmade metal decor items, check out the Rustic Supply Co., the Rustic Supply Company. They have an Etsy store, www.etsy.com/shop/the Rustic Supply Co. Check them out, you guys. They have so many different motifs. They have cryptids, they have Western, they have hunting, they have outdoors, they have even a little bit of tropical stuff. Now, you guys, they don't only make things just to hang on your wall. They make lamps, they make statues, they make like credit card holders, or you could use it to put your change on or whatever. But yeah, give them some love, show them, check them out at the Rustic Supply Company.com or at Etsy. Look them up on Etsy, the Rustic Supply Co. And they have donated some items that first place, second place, and third place will also receive. And as usual, first place gets the biggest, second or third place gets not the biggest, but they're still all great quality made. We've had some winners. I don't know if any of the last winners are in from the last one we did January, but we do have people in the chat who have ordered from Ally Coffee Roasters, and they can speak on the taste of it. So that's that, you guys. And then from me, from yours truly, we got the Crypto Kids. First place gets a full set of 6 plus a mystery one. Second place gets 3. You can get a Bigfoot, a Yeti, a Dogman, a Chupacabra, Jersey Devil, a Mothman. You can get any combination of those 3. And then third place, you get a single one. So, and you get to pick which one you want. Okay. I've got some patches I might give away. First place will also get a hat that I found that I'll try to give that away as well. Or I might hold on to that and do that for another just random giveaway. But other than that, you guys, I just want to say thank you for supporting these small businesses, because honestly, you guys, small businesses are what push this economy. People may not think that, but truly they do. All right, guys, let's get back into the stories. The one I'm kind of been holding on to for a little bit is called, let me dim this light here, is called the Enfield Monster. Now, on April 25th, 1973, isn't it weird that a lot of things have been going on in Illinois in 1973? What is going on? What is going on? Himothy, what's going on? Yeah, Himothy, he won our second place. Himothy, what did you think of Rustic Supply Company's thing that you picked that you won. What did you think of that? Let everybody know what you think. Let everybody know what you think of your okay, question here. Okay, what is the drawing for? How do we sign up? Okay, so here we go. Ready? Teresa, you're already signed up because you're a member of the channel. I like to do them every quarter. So every quarter, I like to give back to the members of the channel. So if you're a member of the channel, you get your name automatically entered in for the drawing. And the drawing goes from April 1st to April 30th. So, Georgina, how you doing? All right, here we go. That's not the one I wanted. So let's see here. Yep, I can close this one. This is the one that I wanted. So on April 25th, 1973, Henry McDaniel was inside his home in Enfield, Illinois, when he heard a strange scratching at his door. Telling you, no. It was late at night. Nope. Around 10 o'clock. Now, when McDaniel looked out, he saw what he thought was a bear. Arming himself with a flashlight and a firearm, he stepped outside into wild winds. There, he saw the creature standing between two rose bushes, and it was not a bear. McDaniel described the creature as having 3 legs and 2 short arms. Its body was also short, but near human. It was around 4.5 feet tall with a grayish color and sported 2 big pink eyes the size of flashlights. Upon seeing this uncanny creature, McDaniel fired 4 shots. One of the rounds allegedly hit it, drawing a hiss and compared to that of a wildcat. The creature is said to have then made a run for it towards the railway embankment, spanning 50 yards in 3 jumps. This thing jumped 50, or excuse me, is spanning 50 feet in 3 jumps. When McDaniel called the local authorities to investigate the incident, they found footprints near his home. McDaniel described these prints as dog-like, having 6-toed pads. At the time of his report, the police found McDaniel to be fully rational and sober. As the investigators branched out to question the neighbors, 10-year-old Greg Garrett seemed to corroborate McDaniel's story. Garrett said he saw the beast just 30 minutes before McDaniel did, and that it shredded its sneakers as it stepped on his foot. However, Garrett later came out saying his report was phony and was only meant to tease Mr. McDaniels and the newsmen. As the story picked up attention, news outlets speculated that perhaps a creature was just a wild ape or an escaped kangaroo. McDaniels dismissed this explanation. He asserted that if he was ever to see the creature again, it would be with a. Okay, I think I skipped a line here, you guys. Let's see here. Yeah, I skipped a line. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see here. They claimed. Oh gosh, darn it. He asserted that if the creature was ever again seen, it would be with a group of similar creatures to believed were not of this planet. On May 6th, just 2 weeks after the initial incident, McDaniel reported to the WWKI radio station that he saw the creature yet again at 3 a.m. in the morning. He spotted it carefully padding its way through the railroad tracks by his house. He did not shoot at it, and it did not seem to be in a hurry. A search party, including WWKI news anchor Rick Rainbow, went out later the day to see if they could catch a sight of it and returned with reports of an ape-like creature lingering by the abandoned building close to McDaniel's house. They claimed to catch a recording of its cries before they shot at it and it scurried away. While cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman investigated the recording and the case, nothing solid seems to come of it. Amateur hunting parties were set out to take the beast down. A group of gentlemen reportedly seen the ghastly creature, but added on to the eerie description, calling the beast hairy. They fired upon the creature but failed to hit it. These men, who local sheriff described as out drinking and raising heck, rather than truly monster hunters, had been charged with hunting. They were charged with hunting violations. In 1978, 5 years after these reports, sociologists cited that this episode cited the episode for a paper on social cognition. I can't even say the word. Who cares? They submitted it for some type of paper, some fancy science paper. They used the incident to exemplify collective behavior in which large groups of affected by panic, hysteria, collective visions, and other extreme suggestibility because of the spread of intense emotion. The research found that, in actuality, there were no more than 3 firsthand accounts of this beast, which seemed to grip the town to fear. Beyond that, these reports have been subsequently exaggerated by the news and local gossip mill, turning a baffling incident into a horrifying legend. I mean, it's like they're saying it's like one of the biggest games of telephone. So, but that's what I have for the other few pages that I went to. But I do have, we can always hit up the BFRO and we can check out just a few Bigfoot encounters. Let me see here. Actually, I got 2 of them. I'll look up here. Let's see this. We'll do this. Let's go like this, and we'll click on this one, and then we'll click on this one. So here we go, you guys. All right. They must have been shooting something, not knowing it didn't do anything. I think it's funny. You got all these people out there, they're quote unquote hunters, and they were shooting at it and they couldn't even hit it. I mean, come on now. So here we go. We'll get this one all locked up and ready for Illinois. 305 reported sightings. And then we'll look at this one here. Let's look at this one with Illinois. Indiana. Okay. Cook County, 1975. Cook County, Illinois, 1975. Around 1975, when I was a boy, we lived in a then rural section of southern Cook County, Illinois, near Chicago. Our home was in a new subdivision that was adjacent to a dense cluster of trees, brush, and thickets. Our yard was fenced in. We had a large fence to keep our dog in the yard, but she was a good fence jumper. Around that time, I played alone in the backyard. It was very quiet. I was I was making an insect zoo, added a bee to my collection. I went to the house and filled a bucket of water. I walked towards the backyard and then heard footsteps in the bushes behind my fence. My first thought was that it was a neighbor trying to spy on me, but my bucket of water was going and my bucket of water was going to be tossed on someone's head. Okay, that's a good move. I quietly moved to the fence and peered into the bushes. I didn't see or hear anything, but suddenly I saw two tall ragweed stalks shake back and forth. Puzzled, I followed the stalks down to the ground. Holding the stalks with its hands was a hairy 3 foot tall animal standing on its hind legs. I was shocked by how close I was to it and had not seen it and that it was staring right back at me. Instead of throwing the water on it, I dropped the bucket and ran. Shortly after, my father searched the area directly behind the fence to prove that there was nothing there. No one saw it except me, and I never saw it again. We we dubbed it the weed monster at the time. With the Bigfoot news this week, I thought to search for this little ape man and found your site. Have there been other reports like this? I noticed a fence fiend seen in central Illinois and it sounded familiar. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Pekin, Illinois, 1972. Back in the early 70s, I believe between 70 and 72, I had an experience I believe could have been a Bigfoot. I lived in the country at the time, about 2 miles from the Mackinac River, where it's pretty heavily wooded. I was sitting on the ground shooting at birds, and it started to get dark out. I was about 150 to 200 feet from the barn when all of a sudden the barn door opened and something started coming out. I do not recall any details about what I saw because I was so scared. I do know that whatever it was, it took up the whole space of the barn door. It was dark, so if it was a black man, he would have had to have been a large black man. And I'm not convinced that this was what I saw. The reason that I believe this is although Pekin, Illinois is a pretty good sized town, around 30,000 people, and not much larger now, it is a town that does not have very many black people living in it. At the time, Pekin did not have much of a black population at all. So it would have seemed unlikely to me that it was a black man in as what I saw standing in the doorway. I ran to the house right away. I was around 10 or 12 at the time, and we locked the doors. The dog started barking soon after what I saw. Um, and it barked for about 3 solid hours, more than I had ever heard him bark before. Nobody else saw it, but a friend saw a shadow go across the barn when he looked out the window. We called the sheriff's office, and a couple officers came out, looked around, but didn't find anything. I wish I would have just stayed there and got a better look at it. I cannot recall how much time later, but within a couple or so months, that me and my brother and my cousin found the front half of a pig down about 150 to 200 feet behind the barn. There were no bones of the missing part of the pig that was left. Uh, let's see here, just a half of a young pig, probably about 6 months old. Something unusual about this is that there are no animals around us that could have done this. And if a human was going to do this, I'm sure they would have stolen the whole thing, not just half of it. I have thought about this. It happens around the time Bigfoot was the subject of a lot of sightings in Illinois back in the 70s. Uh, Again, the early 70s. So, I mean, that was pretty crazy. I mean, the door just swung open, he said, and he sees this tall, dark figure standing in the open doorway. So what was it doing in the barn? Let's see, what do we got here for time? I'll read a couple of more. I'll read a couple more. Carl, what's going on? Hello, how are you? How are you? There we go. Yeah, I had to vacuum tonight. No big deal. My oldest daughter a while ago brought over to our house for our youngest grandson to play a plastic tote, probably about this wide or this long, about this deep, and maybe about this wide. And it was full of colored rice, different color rice, blues and pinks and reds and greens and all that type of stuff. And he likes to dump it out on our carpet and play with it. And then he scoops it up and puts it back in the bin. So then I get to go and vacuum everything up that he doesn't pick up. And I'm telling you, it's very satisfying running my vacuum cleaner over and you hear all of that stuff. All of that stuff. So, all right. So let's get into a couple more stories and then we'll just kind of chat, you guys. We'll kind of hang out and chat and see what's on your guys' mind and answer some questions. You guys have questions, we'll definitely talk about that. Let's see here. Let's do Peoria. Oh, okay. This was 2024, October. State Illinois, County Peoria, between Glassford and Canton on Route 9. I'm a truck driver. I drive Route 9 between Glassford and Canton 6 days a week. On October 5th, about 6 a.m., I was heading towards Canton, walking towards uh, walking towards the side of the road as if it was trying to cross the road. A very tall brown creature with a lot of fur, about 8 feet tall, with large yellow eyes. There was a truck. Let's see. There was just me on the truck, but there were other vehicles on the highway at the time. It was 6 a.m. It was still dark. The conditions were clear. There was no rain or anything. The investigator spoke to the witness at great length. He works as a truck driver, was not shy to let his name be published in his report. His name is Gary Rutherford. He drives the same route 4 to 6 times a week. He knows what he saw. He drives for a private trucking company contracted to the U.S. Postal Service. The trucking company transports loads of mail between postal centers and various nearby towns. He usually starts his day around 4 a.m. The exact time was closer to 5:50 a.m. The Bigfoot was facing across the highway as if preparing to cross. The headlights from the truck lit up only the lower half of the figure as it passed by, but he could still see the rest of the figure. It had very dark fur. Um, he said the reflection in the eyes were a yellowish, orangish color. He thought that the dash camera had recorded the Sasquatch when he returned to his employers and told them what he saw. There was a sincere desire to get the clip of the Sasquatch on the side of the road, but to their dismay, all of them, the Ford camera does not record unless there is some event like braking or engine turn signal activation, etc. So it did not record. Oh, that is crazy. Oh, Night, Ami. Good night. Hey, don't forget to email me, Ami. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I guess it's like it automatically starts um, recording when something happens. That's crazy. I need to get a dash camera. All right, let's see here. Nearest town, Princeville, Evans Miller Road. This is in Peoria County again. Well, I was deer hunting with three of my friends. I decided to take a break and rest near this clearing. While sitting on a log, while sitting along, this tall thing crossed in front of me through the opening in the woods. It was about 120 yards from it, and it never looked at me. It walked through the clearing very quickly, and then it was gone. My friends and I had split up, and they never saw it, and I did not tell many people because I didn't want to be made fun of. After my friends found footprints there this spring, I decided to report it. He describes the witness, or he describes the animal as being 8 to 8.5 feet tall. It was very muscular, walking slightly stooped over on two legs. It had brownish reddish hair. It was very shiny. Um, it was unable to see its face. And it says that the sighting was in the same area as BFRO report 27692, which I just jumped to, you guys. This happened in the spring of 2010 on May 5th. I went out hunting with my lab. I got a full-blooded lab, my dog. Um, as usual, I went out on a Wednesday. It was a nice sunny day, nice weather, around 72 to 75 degrees. Very good weather. I drove back into the area where I'd been hunting every year for the last 20 years, and that's when I had the experience. The dog kept acting up, and I also noticed some kind of stench, some type of foul smell in the air, and I thought maybe that something had died. I kept hearing something more of like grunt noises. So I kept hearing that, and as I heard that, I thought maybe somebody was playing a joke on me. Then I realized that there was nobody else that knew that I was out there. There weren't any other vehicles, so I went ahead and started looking for mushrooms. Oh, a mushroom hunter. I walked maybe less than 10 feet. Sorry, guys, maybe less than 10 feet and heard more grunting noises. Now, here's the thing, you guys. If I'm out if I'm out mushroom hunting and I hear grunting, the first thing that comes to mind for me would be like feral pigs, like wild hogs. That's what I would be thinking. Um, so he walked less than 10 feet, heard more grunt noises towards me, and they seemed like they weren't far off. I had that feeling that someone was watching me, and as I stood there, I heard it went from a grunt to, oh, I would say a loud, more like a scream or a yell. I've never heard anything like that in my life. I proceeded it, it proceeded twice after it did it the first time. It did it again within another few seconds. Uh, I heard three like movements in the tree, like cracks and the brush moving, and lo and behold, here comes my lab running back with her hair all the way up on the back of her, all the way up on her neck and all the way down to her tail. So this dog's hackles were straight up. And her tail was between her legs and her head down. She was looking towards the area where I had heard the noises. My dog was very scared. I've never seen my dog act like that. That is when it kind of scared me because I thought, if the dog is that scared, then what is it? Well, then I ended up getting to the vehicle. It scared me, and I still had that feeling that I was being watched. I got in my vehicle and backed my truck all the way up to the road that is alongside this corn and soybean field. As I backed up and proceeded towards the back entrance where I came in and I parked it almost a mile from where I actually was, where I had these experiences, and I went to the opposite side of the cornfield. As I went over there, I thought I will hunt over in that area. It seems like it's more open. A lot of thickets and brush, but not as thick as where I just came from. When I got out and walked down to that area, I looked across the creek and the water was probably no more than 4 or 5 inches deep. And there it isn't really a lot of traffic. Oh man, I wish these people would know how to write. Um, there's not really a lot of traffic over there. When I walked, I couldn't believe my eyes. I saw footprints, actual footprints, and I knew it couldn't be human. A human wouldn't have walked in that area barefooted. And for one, there is too many thickets, and he would have been crazy if he did that. And two, it was so big, Shaquille O'Neal's foot uh couldn't have a foot, wouldn't have a foot that big. The first one I found was the right foot, the big toe. It could be clearly seen, and the others were 4 feet away, and it was the left foot. So this had a 4 foot long like step. On that one, you could see the heel and the toes. Uh, After that, I came back the next day. My son-in-law, who's an ex-police officer, wanted to go out. He was a non-believer and a skeptic and basically didn't believe me. He wanted me to prove to him that I wasn't lying. I said, "Come on, I'll let you be the judge. Maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe I didn't see what I saw." We went out the next day, found the tracks that were in the same area from where I found the first set of tracks. So instead of finding two sets of footprints, we found like six more, and they were scattered within a 50-yard area of this creek. So, oh, no pictures were attached. He said the ones that he found the first day were 15.5 inches long and 7 inches wide. The second set of footprints were 16.5 inches long and 7 inches wide. All the footprints from both days showed 5 toes on each foot. Again, they provided pictures to the investigator. However, neither photo contained enough detail to include in this report. Okay, that's crazy. All right, you guys. What are we going to talk about, you guys? What do you guys want to talk about? I'm game to talk about pretty much anything. Um, what is going on? What would you guys like to talk about? You want to talk about the difference in Bigfoot behaviors? So, Hillbilly, what do you mean the difference in behaviors of Bigfoot? The black square in the corner. You mean right here? Right in this area right here, Phyllis? That is the case for my Remington 870 tactical. That's what that is. Oh, okay. So, I think they're moody like people can be. Um, you'll ask people down south why the boogers, why do they get so aggressive? Some people will jokingly say, "Oh, it's because of all that hair and it gets so humid around here." I can see that happening, but I just think that, it just depends on the environment. Yeah, that's not gonna move unless I move it. And then over here, I have something right here, and then I have something right over here, and then I have something that's right here in this area right here. So, yeah, all the time. But I don't think that, I just think it's just the regions or what. Like, I mean, we'll kinda go out I mean, okay, so mine was very passive. Mine in Washington State was very, very passive. Now, the one that happened in Tennessee, um, um, was very aggressive. Remington 870 is fantastic, classic. Alright, I have one of those. I have one of those Benelli M4s as well. But, what was I saying? Oh, but mine was very aggressive, the one with my brother and I. That was a very, aggressive encounter. Now, I never saw it. My little brother did see it, and the whole time this encounter happened, from the first time we had contact to the time we got to the truck was all probably, I don't know, maybe 35 minutes. So, and that was, like I said, very aggressive. Now, the one in Washington State, like I said, was very passive. I've heard a lot of people, all they've had are very passive encounters. I just think it's what what were the circumstances that you were where you were at when you encountered this thing? So, some do. I think some of them do. You might be right. Oh, I love it. I love my M4. So it could definitely be breeding. Are some of these clans inbreeding? You don't know. I mean, it's we don't know. I mean, it's you can throw a handful of spaghetti to the wall and whatever sticks, it could be that for the day. I just really don't know because we haven't been able to study the what needs to be studied in order to come up with some type of feasible um I guess, thought process as to why they're aggressive in some places and they're not aggressive in other ones. It's just like the ones that were on the property that I lived on that you would see, once in a while. I think that they were more chill, like, "Hey, you're not messing with us, we're not messing with you, so let's go," you know? But then up in Alaska, Fred Roll from, Subarctic Alaska Sasquatch told me a story where, there was a lady, she had her skiff, and she had just set some crab pots, and she went back in, and then she came back out later to check those crab pots, and so she had an anchor line that was sunk into the beach, and she had her skiff. She went out and checked these crab pots, and all of a sudden she felt her boat jerk, and all of a sudden she realized that she's being pulled back to shore, and she turns around and there's this this Bigfoot on the beach with her anchor line, and it's pulling her back to shore towards it. Like, I got you now. You're in a boat. Where are you gonna go? And she pulled out a firearm and took some shots at it and made it sorry that it was trying to pull her back in. But I mean, who knows some of the audacity of some of these things, some of these creatures. Some are more bold than the next. And I think when you're seeing younger ones, juveniles, and things like that, I think they just like humans, just like young, 8, 10, 12-year-olds, they get into certain parts of their life, they start getting a little more bold, and then once they get their driver's license, they start getting a little more bold. And I think that's what happens with younger Sasquatch when they start getting older. They start pushing the boundaries and see just what they can get away with, you know. So yeah, that's just my observation. Again, it's not scientific. I'm not an expert. It's not 100% truth, but there could be something to it. Yeah, exactly. You meet nice ones and you don't. Sometimes you may be on an area, you may have something, one that you encounter with, and you may have like a daily interaction with or a weekly interaction with, and it'd be a nice one to hang around with. But the next thing you know, they turn on you, and they start doing crappy things to you. And hopefully some of you guys are reading between the lines there. What? I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I want to be so petty right now. I want to be so petty. I just I want to stoop to that level and just start tossing stuff out, but I'm not going to. So that's not how I roll. And see, you guys, I mean, here's the thing, people are putting things up here. So what I was showing is they come from bestiality from the fallen. See, that's you guys, and again, this is my thought. Okay. This is my thought. I don't believe they're part of the Nephilim. I don't believe that. Okay. I don't believe they're fallen angels. I don't believe they're demons. I don't believe they have any woo factor to them. Everything that I've seen and encountered has all been 100% flesh and blood. Everything. I don't believe they walk through portals. I don't think they open up portals. I don't think they cloak like the predator. I don't think they do any of that stuff. But I'm not taking it off the table. And the reason I don't believe it is because I haven't seen it. I haven't experienced it, you know? So that's why I believe the way that I believe. Now, I believe that they have the ability to blend into their environment. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you guys have seen those videos or you've seen those pictures. Where's the sniper? And you don't see the sniper. And then it stands up, or you're able to give you some little hint to where it's at and you can see it. You know, that's what these guys are. They have the ability to blend with their environment. 'Cause you got to understand, we're there 1, 2, maybe 3 days, out of the year or during a season. They're there 24/7. They're there 24/7. So they're going to know the area that you're in and the area they're in intimately. It's just like I said when I was at work for the Department of Corrections in Seattle. I'm there 8, maybe 16 hours, 5 days a week, and if I wanna make more money, maybe 6 or 7 days a week, but the inmates are there 24/7, 365. They have the ability to sit back and think about things and figure things out, you know? So, I mean, that's just what I believe, you know? So, I'm not gonna talk down to anybody or tell somebody wrong if they believe there's a woo side to them. I just haven't seen it yet, you know? So that's just what, you know, that's just what I believe. Dogmen, I really don't have an opinion about because I haven't experienced one. I can only go from stories that I've heard and stories that I've read. And I'll tell you right now, I don't want to deal with one. Would I want to see one up close? No. Would I want to see one from a distance? Absolutely, I would. What's up, Ashes? How's your interview go, brother? Did you guys hear that loud squeak? Did you guys hear that? This is my water bottle. And it makes weird noises when I drink out of it. What's up, Kim? That's awesome. Oh, you didn't hear it? Good. Because it's high pitched. And I have tinnitus. Man, that just intensifies it. What's the squeaky sound? Christmas Vacation. Oh, that's a great. I get it. I see what you did there. All right, you guys, any more questions? Any questions? Any thoughts? Any concerns? Any comments? I'm open up. I'm an open book to a certain extent. Like when juveniles could jump from one spot to the other without running. I was gonna ask you about this, man. Do you think it's a possibility that they drop down and spider crawled out of view? I think that they have the ability to do that so quick. Wade, come on, man. Bear, no, that's not true. There are. I've had a guest on. She's from Nova Scotia. I think it's Nova Scotia. It's up there in Canada. Eh, and she has a family of dogmen that live on her property. She has seen pups. She has seen small ones, and they run around. She says they're cute as heck. I'm not gonna say I don't believe her because she's there telling me the story. I would be interested in seeing it. She says they're friendly. They don't harass her. They've actually left her gifts, you know, and she says they're dogmen. There's no mistake in what they are. Vince, that's true. You're so true. You could even be a person who's out in the woods all the time and still walk by something. I watched an encounter that said a dog woman seen 3 times. Yes, lady. So let me ask you this. Was it one where this person was driving down the road and they saw this thing come out of the woods and stand on the side of the road and they stopped the car, like the car stopped, and the dog woman, the female dog man, whatever you want to call it, sat there and looked at the car, and then they heard these little yippy nippy sounds, and out of the brush comes like 3 or 4 like dogmen pups, and they ran across the road, and then the mother ran off behind them. Is that the story you're talking about? I saw a video today, you guys, I thought was so funny. This moron was holding a rattlesnake, and he's like, "Yeah, this is my pet rattlesnake, and when it gets warm, I like to bring her out, and I let her look." Oh, second time she's pregnant, gray with amber-like eyes, named Ember by the experiencer with 2 pups. Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. So anyway, I want to get back to that. I'm not trying to dismiss that kickboxer lady kickboxer because I definitely want to hear that encounter. That sounds fantastic. But yeah, this guy says he had a video. He's videoed himself holding this pet rattlesnake and he's holding it and it's kind of moving around and he brings, oh, look at my rose bushes are coming up, blah, blah, blah. He goes, oh, hey, girl, I'm so glad you're happy out here. Do you want a kiss? So he goes and brings it up and the snake bit him in the face. Bit him in the face. That's hilarious, Josie. Maximum, welcome back. I wish Mandy was in the chat so I wish she would email me so I can send her a birthday, a birthday song. And whose birthday's on the 20th? Yep, that definitely was. Georgina, that was a crazy, crazy. I believed it. I believed what I was looking at. That's right, lady. Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Enough you get bit in the face by a rattlesnake. Moron. Here's the thing, man. A snake belongs outside all the time. All the time. And it needs to stay away as far from my house as possible. Brother, like you always say, nobody's an expert. Just heard a lot of people say they see them and it's clear like no way they could just vanish, yet they do. I don't know how. I see, I don't know. Like I said, I never. I have to see it. Someone who was in the live chat last night said their birthday is the 20th of this month. Oh, you guys, by the way, Josh's birthday is the 10th of this month. Just to let you guys know. It's true. All right. Anybody want to listen to some music? Or do you still want to do a Q&A? Today's your son's birthday. Shoot me an email, Don Don. Your son's name. How old is he? What kind of music does he like? Wade, do the same thing. Timothy, there's no way your birthday's on the 23rd. Timothy, is your birthday really on the 23rd? Yep, it is the 10th. Vonnie, what's up? Oh, you're out at the pubs, I bet, or out to dinner. Timothy, my little brother's birthday was the 23rd. No kidding. Josie, your sister's birthday was the 23rd as well. Yeah, Don Don, send me an email. Anybody who wants me to make them or their kid a happy birthday song, please send me an email. TheCryptidPodcast72 at gmail.com. That's TheCryptidPodcast72 at gmail.com. And in the subject line, put down happy birthday. All right. Put down happy birthday song, something like that. All right. Yep. Happy Easter to everyone as well. You guys, let's play a little bit of, let's play some music. Dano Q&A. You still want to do a Q&A? Keep it weird and keep it squatchy. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's see what I got for some music. All right. Stephen Clark's birthday is the 23rd. You're such a rocker chick. Josie, you're such a rocker chick. What has been your favorite state so far to do? Um, Arkansas was pretty cool to do. I really liked Arkansas. Alaska was cool. Um, yeah, that was a pretty good one as well. Yep, you got my number. You got my number, Wade. Alaska was a blast. I really liked it. And it was also cool that I had Fred from Alaska come on, man. That was really cool. So, all right, let's jam out to a little bit of music. Let me see if I can do something here real quick. Let me see here. Bear with me, you guys. Da, 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 da. All right, you guys. I'm gonna try to come up with some stuff real quick. What's up, Robbie? Want to hear these golden pipes? Man, I got no golden pipes. There's a lot of people from Arkansas in here. Some Tennessee. Tennessee is going to be a fun one. I got to talk to my wife about coming to Gatlinburg. So that one's going to be fun. Alaska is super, super, excuse me, super, super, super expensive. Okay, so here we go. You guys, I'm gonna make up. I'm gonna do something here real quick. I'm gonna do this. Then I'm gonna go to here. Then I'm gonna go to here. And we'll do that like we did here. Let's do this and go to here, and then go here. All right, let's try this. Give me a second there. Okay, perfect. All right. There's a Bigfoot conference in October in West Virginia. I probably won't be able to get that one. I may not even be doing the one in Tennessee that's in McMinnville. Like I said, I'll be speaking in Arkansas. I'll be speaking in Missouri. And I think I'm going to be doing the one in Gatlinburg, East Tennessee. Yeah, you guys, if you guys see me freezing up, it's because oh dang it. I'm on another page. I'm just trying to do something. So if I freeze up, you guys, I'm not really frozen. I'm still there. I'm still live. It's just I'm trying to work between screens. Okay. So I'm going to do again real quick here. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. Nope, I gotta wait till it's done processing. So while that's doing, let's play a song. You guys know which one I'm gonna play. So here is the one I'm gonna play first. I love this one. So you guys stand by if you want to hear some cool tunes. Here we go.
Sunburned neck, boots in the clay, raised where the blacktop fades away. Bayou breeze and a swamp boat ride, gators watch from the other side. Holler balls up in them hills, moonshine running through copper steels. Trap line set at the break of dawn, catfish bite until the night is gone. We don't ask for much, just leave us be. We live wild, we live free. River bottom redneck, loud and proud, jacked up truck, pipe screaming out, stars and stripes flying high, freedom burning in our eyes. From the bayou to the mountain line, we stand our ground every time. Bonfire bright, fist in the night, you don't want none. We're ready to fight. Down by the muddy shore, party rolling like a thunder roar. Coolers packed and the speakers loud, whole dirt road turning into a crowd. American steel in the back window, granddaddy's shotgun by the front door. Raised on God and liberty, you cross that line, you answer me. We ain't looking for trouble, no, but we don't back down. Everybody knows river bottom redneck, loud and proud, jacked up truck, pipes screaming out, scars and stripes flying high, freedom burning in our eyes. From the hollers to the cypress trees, we bow our heads, then we say what we please. Bonfire bright, fist in the night, you don't want none. We're protect our own. We hold our own. Bonfire blazing in the midnight sky. Live free, stand tall or die.
Think of that? Huh? What do you guys think of that one? Wade, you're out of here. You don't care for country music? That's kind of like a southern rock music. Okay. All right, let me see. Now, you guys, I'm telling you, let's see what you guys think about these ones, okay?
They told you it was a myth. They told you it wasn't real. But something's been watching you. Headlights cut through the dead of night. Gravel screams under worn out tires. Something moved just outside the beam. Too tall, too wrong, not humanized. Breath goes cold, I feel it near. Silence screaming in my ears. Every instinct says don't look back, but something's standing in the black. You can't run, you can't hide. It's been walking just outside your life. I see you in the trees tonight, breathing in the pale moonlight. Not a man, not an animal, something older than before. You follow but you never show. Footsteps where the cold wind blows. Call it legend, call it lie. I heard you scream my name tonight. Branches snap like breaking bone. This ain't a place you walk alone. Eyes like fire, deep and wide, watching me from the other side. No reflection, no damn sound, but I feel it circling around. Every step it mirrors mine, like it's reading what's inside. Don't turn around, don't make a sound. It's already standing on your ground. I see you in the trees tonight, breathing in the pale moonlight. Not a man, not an animal, something older than before. You follow but you never show. Footsteps where the cold wind blows. Call it legend, call it lie. You were never meant to find. Who's in the woods? I feel you breathing down my neck. No face, no name, just fear and pain. You watch, you wait, you hunt, you take. I saw your shadow in the glass, but I was standing still. You don't belong to flesh and blood. You belong to nothing real. Older than the dirt beneath the bones, beneath the trees. You don't chase, you choose, and now you've chosen me. I see you in the trees tonight. King of shadows out of sight. Not a beast and not a man, something I don't understand. You don't hide, you let me know. This is where I shine and go. Call it legend, call it fear, but I know you're always here. You were never lost in the woods. The woods. We're watching.
All right, guys, what'd you think of that one? No, not so good. What about? Let's see here. You like that one? Okay. Well, you guys, that's the show for tonight because everybody's starting to step out, and I have to get up early to go worship. So I just wanted to say thank you so much, you guys, for jumping in tonight. I appreciate it. Josie, I'll be sending you those songs I did for you last night. Kinda not. Okay, I get it. No, Kimberly, no problem. Again, I just like to I love EDM music. I mean, you guys heard it from the very opening credits, you know. I love EDM music. I love country. I love southern rock. I like everything. I got on my playlist, you guys. I've got Brahms, I've got Beethoven, I've got Bach, I've got Mozart. So whatever pops up sometimes, I'll just listen to it. So, but again, you guys, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. Thanks for coming in, being active in the chats. I truly, truly appreciate everything you guys do for the channel. Again, don't forget the new sponsor or the new small business. I gotta turn this up so I can read it. Partly Cloudy Collectives. Check them out at partlycloudycollectives.com. Don't forget to check out Russick Supply Company at russicksupplycompany.com or on Etsy. Do a search for the Russick Supply Co. And last but not least, don't forget Owl Eye Coffee at owleyecoffee.com. That's OWLEYE coffee.com. At checkout, you guys put in the promo code Dano. Put in Dano and you guys get 15% off of your order. And yeah, I'm you guys. Yeah, this guy. Yeah. This guy oh. Now y'all I appreciate the prayers. I truly appreciate the prayers, you guys. Honestly, this guy is like a thorn, you know. It's like a briar underneath the saddle of a horse. Just irritates it, you know. Um you guys don't believe what this clown is saying. He's he is bound and determined to drag my name through the mud and drag the people that what he did to them. He's now trying to post their stuff or things like that, their conversations. And apparently this guy doesn't understand that the people that he has been sending whatever he's been sending to them, he doesn't understand that they're just trying to be nice. And yeah, I got a huge problem with this guy. I really do. Um, but you know what? we don't have to stoop to the levels to show everybody I'm not out there. I'm not out there spreading anything. I'm not out there saying anything bad about this person. Yet he's continuing to complain and put my name out there, hoping someone will believe what he has to say. But you guys, seriously, thank you so much for the support you guys show the channel. And if he decides to start texting you guys to try to turn you guys onto his side, you know, I mean, I don't think you guys will fall for it, but let me know what he says because I just love compiling information. That's what I like to do. You guys know I'm a good investigator. You guys know that I like to do deep dives on things. So, but yeah, I think it is. I think it'll be over quick. He'll get tired of it because I'm not replying to anything. And again, he's not blocked. He's not blocked at all. I don't have him blocked on Facebook or anything like that. I have him blocked on the page because I don't want him in there polluting the page. He can call me up right now if he wants to. Shoot me an email if he wants to. Doesn't matter. But you guys have a fantastic night. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. You guys are the best community out there, hands down. Thank you so much to all the awesome mods, members, casual listeners, hardcore listeners. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. You guys have an amazing night. Enjoy your Easter. Spend time. We know who, I'm just going to say it. Jesus is the reason for the season, you guys. He has risen. He is risen, however you guys want to say it. You guys take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Spend an amazing time with your family. And I will see you guys Monday morning, 6:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to rock and roll and to conquer the world. And the metalheads, that's right. All right, you guys. You guys have a fantastic night. Remember, a legend begins with a sighting, you guys. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
And just like that, the night begins to close in. The fire burns a little lower. The woods grow quiet again. But if you've learned anything tonight, it's that silence doesn't mean you're alone. Somewhere out there, beyond the tree line, down that forgotten road, deep in the places maps don't like to go, something is still moving, still watching, still waiting. I want to thank each and every one of you for spending your night with me here on the Cryptid Podcast. Whether you joined us live, shared your thoughts in the chat, or you're catching this later, you're part of this journey now. And remember, these stories don't belong to fear. They belong to the witnesses, to the hunters who stopped hunting, to the hikers who never went back, to the people who looked into the dark and realized the dark looked back. If you've had an encounter with Bigfoot, Dogman, or something you can't explain, your story matters. And one day, it may be told right here on the Cryptid Podcast. Until next time, keep your eyes on the tree line, trust your instincts, and never ignore that feeling that tells you you're not alone. I'm Dano, and this is the Cryptid Podcast. Good night, everyone.